In the year 2021, we had over 2 million people cross illegally at our southern border. We had the worst illegal immigration in 61 years.
Simply put, 2 million encounters by CBP along the border is chaos.
If we're encountering 2 million people officially through law enforcement, that means there's hundreds of thousands that were not encountered.
The U.S. is seeing unprecedented numbers of migrants illegally crossing the southern border.
Ron Vitello joins us right now, the retired acting ICE director.
We're in the biggest surge that border has ever seen. And so the people who live on the border, they're affected by it directly.
We're seeing a human rights catastrophe. We're seeing a public health catastrophe. We're seeing a crime and national security catastrophe.
Tony Gonzalez, he represents the largest border district in Texas, stretching over 800 miles of the border.
These are people. These are real people there, right? So the migrants that are jumping off of trains and getting hurt, in some cases losing arms and limbs, that's part of the 2 million. Every part of America has been impacted. You've got migrants going to every corner of the country.
It happens every single solitary year.
They've downplayed it. First they said it was not a crisis. They denied it was a crisis. And then they said it was seasonal, and all of the statements that they've made have kind of minimized the magnitude of the problem that we have.
That sounds to most folks like a crisis.
Well, look, it's way down now. We've now gotten control.
I've asked the Senate Democrats, come to Texas and see the border. Not a one of them is willing to do it. They're literally turning a blind eye, and they're counting on the corporate media to cover it up.
Senior writer for townhall.com, Julio Rosas, will be on the ground visiting the Texas border this week.
Julio Rosas is a senior writer with townhall.com. He's in nearby McAllen, Texas, near the Mexican border.
Oftentimes when we see the rest of the media kind of catch up with border coverage, it's when there's a sudden influx at one point, which is, okay, that's good, but that influx is happening at all different points, different parts, at every single day.
The Democrats like to say that their immigration policy is humane, that it's compassionate. They can only say that if they don't actually look firsthand.
Do you have plans to visit the border?
Not today.
This number is only going to continue to rise unless this administration begins to act.
I mean, the cartels, they release the families at once, 500 or 600 at one time, so that all the resources in the area are tied down right there, and so that it leaves the border on the other sides wide open.
We've never seen a number that big. We've never seen 2 million encounters within a year's time. It's just never happened. People that live in the land just north of the border, they see this human trafficking, they see the exploitation, they see the smuggling, and so they're most affected by it day to day.
2 million, I mean, that, sure, like, yes, that is the official number, but unofficially it's way worse than that, and I think that's what should be most concerning to the rest of the country, because we don't know who's coming in.
Has President Biden ever been to the southern border?
In his life?
Kamala Harris was named the border czar, and she's yet to come visit. If Joe Biden or Kamala Harris gave 2